You are listening to Grim and Stone, the Mountain Perspective. This podcast may contain objectionable language.
Welcome to Grim and Stone, the Mountain Perspective. This is our take on what's happening in the world. How you doing, Stoney?
Is it too early to drop an F-bomb on the show?
We're like, what?
I'm here.
Not even 30 seconds in.
I'm here.
Oh. Anything new or exciting on the horizon?
No.
Okay. Yeah, last night we separated the chickens.
Oh, that was fun.
And the breeding experiment begins.
Yeah, well,
kind of, sort of.
sort of.
They're in the right coops now. Okay. Vietnam veteran from... veteran? Great. Vietnam veteran suffering from Agent Orange caught in VA benefits backlog. Good Lord. Okay, this goes back many, many years. Back to Vietnam, as a matter of fact. Vietnam veterans been waiting for more than 2 years for government benefits to pay for treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder and exposure to Agent Orange. Tennessee resident Kenneth Moore was 19 years old, stationed in Thailand during Vietnam, and was sent several times to Vietnam for radio work. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't necessarily want to put all your eggs in one basket, so you have troops in outlying countries. Well, the VA denied his claim twice over a 2-year period, stating there was no proof of PTSD and no proof he was exposed to Agent Orange. Because he was originally stationed in Thailand, there was no proof he was ever in Vietnam. And his response is, it's like, you know, they're calling you a liar.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
So, they're working on it, and he says it's just not, you know, it's not just me, it's thousands and thousands of veterans out there that have got done like this, and they finally gave up, or, you know, they've died, you know, because of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what those of us on the receiving end of VA care have thought individually with no, you know, prompting from anybody else. It's always been, oh, they just want me to fucking go away. Oh, there's our first F-bomb.
Yeah.
They just want me to go away and die, and then they don't have to pay me.
Pretty much, you know, it all boils down to money. Because to the powers that be, money is more important than the promise that was made to us.
Yeah. But, let's see, as of yesterday, he is still not receiving his benefits. He did, however, receive a letter this month stating the VA wanted him to have another exam to determine if he really has PTSD.
And this is why, this is why I'm always hounding on the VA about hiring qualified veterans.
But that's also why they won't.
I know. Bastards.
Exactly. Now this story, this one here, this is kind of cool. I told you about this one last night.
Yeah.
Back in 2006, there was a young man who was going to join the Army. Well, he did join the Army. And his mother, who was 41 at the time, was kind of stuck in a dead-end job as a restaurant manager and been in that job since she was 18. So, you know, a restaurant manager from the age of 18 to 41. And she's looking at another 25 years or so before she can retire, and she is bored out of her friggin' skull. Well, apparently her grumbling got to her son, and he said, "Mom, why don't you join the Army?" "Oh, wait, you can't. You're too old, or you're too fat. You can't make it." She lost, well, in 2006, they raised the age to 42 that non-prior service could join. So here she is at 41. So she's already passed that hurdle. She lost 100 pounds.
Wow. You didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, she lost 100 pounds so that she could, get in. She's now a sergeant. She's been in the Army for 6 years. She's looking to do another 14, and she is loving life. She started off as a fuel handler. Let's see, her name is Sergeant Catherine Gyure.
Okay.
Sergeant Kathy. She started off as a fuel handler and then ended up working in the orderly room as a training officer or training NCO. From there, she ended up doing some work with Intel, where she was collecting information. She was enjoying that because she's doing. Her thing is she's doing stuff she's never done before.
Yeah.
And she's getting ready to, down at the bottom here. Where is it at? Anyway, she's putting in her packet for a different MOS. Yeah, here we go. I'm putting in my packet together now to change my MOS because she's really digging the counterintelligence stuff.
Cool.
So, I mean, good for her. And she's like, this I could do for another 25 years.
There you go.
She's loving it. I mean,
good on her.
Yeah, good on her. 41 years old and went to basic training. And on her PT test, scored a 270. That's out of 300 people.
Doom on you, you little 18-year-old weenies.
Yep. She kicked ass. Determination, a work ethic, and just being a hardcore old broad got her through that.
Yeah, I bet she never pulled a stress card either.
Nope.
That's great.
Right. Yeah, so good for her. All right, to the famous veteran. I'm going to grab some water here. Famous veteran is Jason Robards Jr. He, let's see, I read this and forgot a bunch of it. So I can't kind of wing it like I did that last story. Okay, he was 24 and had seen too much. Buddies being killed around him. The strain of prolonged attacks. You know what it does? It made him brittle. Jason Robards Jr. began life in a household of actor Jason Robards Sr. and Hope Maxine. That was his mom. While in grad school, his parents got a divorce and left an indelible mark on his worldview. Yes. You're in grad school, you're grown. Your parents wanted to get a divorce, they can get a divorce. Jesus. Fucking baby.
Tell us how you really feel, Grim.
Robards also personally saw the effect film had on his father's career when cinema with sound came into vogue. The elder Robards found himself on the outside looking in, and his experiences predisposed his son against Hollywood, which helped guide him towards stage acting. He was a fast runner in high school, and despite several offers from universities, Jason Robards Jr. decided to join the Navy in 1940. After enlisting, he became a radioman 3rd class and served on the heavy cruiser USS Northampton. Despite contrary reports, Robards' ship was miles away from Pearl Harbor when the Japanese attack came on December 7th. He did witness the aftermath of the attack when the Northampton returned to Pearl Harbor 2 days later. Robards' ship left for Guadalcanal campaign in the Pacific Theater and participated in the Battle of Santa Cruz Islands. On November 30th, 1942, the Northampton was struck by 2 Japanese long-range torpedoes in the Battle of Tasafaranga.
Okay.
Sure. The ship was destroyed, and Robards survived by treading water near wreckage for hours until a U.S. destroyer rescued him. Then he went and served on the USS Nashville. 2 years following the incident, the Nashville served as the flagship for the invasion of Mindoro in the Philippines. A kamikaze pilot struck the ship during the battle, hit one of the gun mounts, and managed to drop 2 bombs, which set the midsection of the ship on fire. Despite 223 casualties, Robards survived, and the Nashville returned to Pearl Harbor for repairs. Jesus, it didn't even sink the ship. God damn. During his time on the Nashville, Robards picked up Strange Interlude, a stage play by Eugene O'Neill. This inspired him to think about acting as a career. Yeah, anything but getting your ass shot up.
No kidding.
I'll be a ditch digger. He decided to pursue the goal after successfully emceeing for a Navy band at Pearl Harbor. He started out with bit parts in radio and stage, but landed a major break as the star for a television adaptation of Iceman Cometh. Robards' career was prolific. He landed notable roles in film, television, and theater, including classics such as Long Day's Journey into Night, Once Upon a Time in the West, and All the President's Men. Throughout his life, he struggled with alcoholism and a restless personal life, getting married 4 times. Drinking and failed relationships. I'm guessing PTSD.
Why? Just because he got a ship shot out from under him? Come on.
And one lit on fire while he was on it? Jeez. He always had a preference for stage acting. Having said, it is the satisfaction of saying something about the human condition through the author, with the actors acting as the instrument and then hearing the audience response. Over his career, Robards received, among others, 8 Tony Awards, 3 Academy Awards, and a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor for his role in Inherit the Wind. So a big salute to Jason Robards Jr. Wow. I told you he had a good story.
Yeah. That's You know, it's funny, though. I was thinking about this after you told me this, who the famous veteran was. A lot of the famous veterans that we do are actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after all of the shit that we've been through, I would want to live somebody else's life, too.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that lends to these folks going into acting.
Well, it's a distraction, a diversion. Occupies their mind, allows them to focus on something other than the creepy shit going on in their own skull.
Yeah. Be somebody else.
Be somebody else. So there's our famous veteran, Jason Robards Jr. All right, buddy, your turn.
All right. Veteran congresswoman. I'm going to clarify that. She's a congresswoman who is also a veteran. Okay. Doesn't mean that she's been a congresswoman forever. Veteran congresswoman hammers IRS contractors' questionable veterans disability claim. Senator, I believe Senator, yeah. Anyway, Senator Duckworth was...
That's this guy.
No. The woman in the wheelchair.
The woman in the wheelchair.
Right there.
Oh.
Senator Duckworth. She's an Iraq War vet, double amputee, eviscerated Braulio Castillo, the CEO of Strongcastle Inc., who used an injury he sustained at a military prep school to qualify for veterans disability 27 years after the fact. She says, "I'm sorry that twisting your ankle in prep school has come back now to hurt you in such a painful way, if not also opportune for you to gain the status for your business as you were trying to compete for contracts."
Ooh.
Now, this was a hearing by the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee regarding this guy, Braulio Castillo, got a designation for his business as a VA service-disabled veteran-owned small business. Okay?
We could get that.
If we had a business.
We sell 24 eggs a week.
So, but anyway, he was attending a U.S. Military Academy Preparatory School. Now, this is one of the schools that you go to that prepares you to move forward to a military academy, like Annapolis or West Point. Okay.
Okay, so he wasn't like at Annapolis or West Point.
No,
he was at
no.
the preschool.
Yeah. Yeah. He went there for a year.
A whole year?
Twisted his ankle. Now, he went on afterwards to play football as a quarterback for San Diego City College and later played for the University of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Despite this injury.
Horrible injury.
So here's basically the conversation between Senator Duckworth and this Castillo dude regarding his status. "Did you injure the same foot again subsequently in the years since you twisted it in prep school?" she said. "Not to my recollection," he responded. Castillo explained that his doctor suggested he seek benefits for his injury sustained in prep school. Senator Duckworth says, "Do you feel that the 30% rating that you have for the scars and pain in your foot is accurate to the sacrifices that you've made for this nation, that the VA decision is accurate in the case?"
He got 30%?
Yeah. "Yes, ma'am, I do." Now here's the good thing. You know, remember, she's a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Congresswoman Duckworth says, "You know, my right arm was essentially blown off and reattached. I spent a year in limb salvage with over a dozen surgeries over that time period, and in fact we thought we would lose my arm, and I'm still in danger of possibly losing my arm. I can't feel it, I can't feel my 3 fingers, and my disability rating for that arm is 20%.
Oh.
Now bear in mind, this is, she gets 20% for this arm that was blown off in Iraq and reattached.
Right.
Okay. She doesn't have any legs.
Right. Her legs got blown off.
Blown off, yes. Now, Duckworth read a letter that Castillo sent to a government official, in which he claimed that he made considerable sacrifices for the country, including his service-connected disability, which should serve as a testimony to that end. The considerable hardship, he claimed, are crosses I bear due to my service to our country, and I would do it again to protect this great country.
He'd go to prep school again.
Yep, for a year.
For a whole year. Douchebag.
"Shame on you, Mr. Castillo," says Senator Duckworth. "Shame on you, and you may not have broken any laws. We're not sure yet. You did misrepresent to the Small Business Administration, but you certainly broke the trust of this great nation. You broke the trust of veterans. Iraq and Afghanistan veterans right now are waiting an average of 237 days for an initial disability rating, and it's because people like you who are gaming the system are adding to that backlog so that young men and women who are suffering from PTSD, who are missing limbs, cannot get the compensation and help they need. Twisting your ankle in prep school is not defending or serving this nation, Mr. Castillo." So the House Oversight Committee is looking into contracts that Castillo's business secured with the IRS due to his business designations,
Right.
disabled veteran-owned business,
Right.
and a friendship with a top IRS contracting official, potentially worth over $500 million.
Wow.
Fuck you, Mr. Castillo.
No shit. Oh my God.
I wanted to share this story for a lot of reasons. Number one, here's a gal who served in Iraq, lost her legs, got an arm blown off and reattached, and she is a United States Congresswoman.
Yep.
And here's a dude that she's facing off with that got his business designated as a disabled veteran-owned business because he twisted his ankle in military prep school. And dude's got the balls to sit there and say, well, yeah, I deserve it. Why haven't they just shot him? You know, it's shit like this.
He got. I mean, because I stopped you for a second there at the 30%. I'm thinking 30% for a twisted ankle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I got.
After which he went on to play football for 2 colleges.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 10% on a knee that I had to have fixed. A knee that is still screwed up.
Yeah.
I got 10.
Yeah.
This guy get 30 for a twisted friggin' ankle?
Yeah. Well,
So does that mean that the ankle that I've screwed up because of the other knee, I'm going to get 30% on that friggin' ankle? I better.
Did you think of it like this? Were you in boots on an active duty tour when that knee exploded?
Yes.
I know, I was there.
You were there. You and everybody else on the friggin' post heard it.
And this piece of shit was in military prep school.
He can pucker up.
You know, it's rawr, rawr, rawr. People like this that are causing this bullshit that we all have to deal with through the VA.
Yeah, she nailed it. She said it's people like you that are causing the backlog.
You know, it.
Oh,
Rawr, 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 rawr.
okay. We got to find out what business he has and friggin'.
The name's up there somewhere.
Is it? Oh yeah, we got email bomb him.
Castle something. Blah blah blah. Where is it? No, it's down.
Strong Castle.
Strong
Incorporated.
Castle Inc.
Prep School.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Wow, we got a lot of F-bombs in this one. That's okay. These are warranted. Oh. All right.
Oh, excuse me. Representative Duckworth, not senator. Doesn't matter. She's a disabled vet, and good on her for calling this piece of shit out.
And quite the badass.
I wouldn't want to piss her off.
I don't know.
She'll take that arm off and beat you with it.
No shit. She's probably going to end up losing it anyway. That's sad.
I don't blame her for being pissed sitting there facing this guy.
Oh. Good on her.
Yep. Okay. Moving on before I
Moving on.
get
Okay,
worse.
We're going to go. We were looking this morning for a place that had hotter temperatures than we do here in Montana. So we started running down the list of the different places. We looked at Camp Swampy, Fort Polk, Louisiana. No, they're cooler than we are right now. We looked at Fort Leavenworth, and they're cooler than we are right now. And I said, oh, I know. We'll go to Fort We Gotcha, because it's Arizona. It's got to be 1,000,000 frigging degrees there. Hell no. No, it's cooler in Arizona right now than it is in Montana. Fort Huachuca, Arizona, it is 84 degrees. Feels like 83. Ooh. It's partly cloudy. Winds out of the southeast at 5 miles an hour with a humidity of 78%.
38.
The 78 is actually ours. That's where that 78 came from. Jesus. Yeah, we have high humidity today, too. That's just frigging awesome. 38%. Today, they're expecting isolated thunderstorms, chance of rain 30%, winds out of the north-northeast at 8 miles an hour with a humidity of 22%. I'm just so pissed because they're
not suffering.
They're not suffering like we are. They're looking at a high of 93 degrees. And tonight, more isolated thunderstorms with a low of 72, chance of rain 30%, winds out of the south-southeast at 8 miles an hour with a humidity of 39%. So, enjoy your good weather while you can there, Fort We Gotcha. Yeah, bastards. So, that's about it.
Yeah, I think I've had enough.
Today is Monday, so that means we will see you all again on Thursday. So, have a good week.
Keep your powder dry.